I said, you know Paul's tactic?
Wait, but your Quran says Paul is a true messenger, so you're saying Allah lied?
No, but you know his tactic, though. You know his tactic.
So Allah's a liar and he's Satan because he actually confirmed Paul is true.
Allah never mentions Paul once.
You want to bet?
100%.
When it says in chapter 61, verse 14, that those who believed in Jesus prevailed and conquered the unbelievers, give me the names of those who believed in Jesus.
It doesn't say that anywhere in the Quran.
61:14. So you're stupid, you don't know your Quran after.
It says they conquered the disbelievers.
That says they prevailed against them, yes.
That's not conquer. That's not the same thing.
Do you understand? To prevail means to overpower, and if you overpower, you conquer. Do I need to teach you basic English?
Al-Qurtubi records that Peter and Paul went to Rome, Andrew and Matthew to the land of cannibals, Thomas to Babylon, Philip to Africa, John to Ephesus, James to Jerusalem, Bartholomew to Arabia, Simon to the barbarian regions, and Judas and Bartus to Alexandria and its surroundings. In his Tafsir, Al-Qurtubi explicitly states that these followers of Jesus traveled to various lands to preach.
Saying that the Quran 54 is not about the moon splitting.
Can you show me in the Quran that it's about the moon split?
It says it right there.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say Muhammad split anything.
So what's it about?
You tell me. I'm not going to answer for you. That's your book. In fact,
It's about the moon splitting. That's what everyone says.
Tarif, take it easy. If you're going to manifest, I'm going to insult you. You want to be respectful? Listen. Can you even tell me when Surah 54 was written?
Yes.
Show it to me from the Quran, when the Quran was written.
It doesn't give a date.
Say it again, Tarif.
It doesn't give a date.
No, you're being honest. See, when you're honest, I can respect you. When you come manifest, see, you started it, by the way. You came on my Skype attacking. See, when people attack me, then that's when I go into fight mode.
Surah Al-Qamar verse 1 states, "The hour has drawn near and the moon has split." Muslims often interpret "Wanshaqqa al-Qamar" as the physical splitting of the moon during the time of Prophet Muhammad. However, the structure of this verse uses the past tense, fi il-madi, which in Arabic is often used to emphasize the certainty of a future event, not to describe a past occurrence. In Arabic, using the past tense for future events is a rhetorical style to indicate certainty. Other examples in the Quran include, "The command of Allah has come, so do not hasten it. Exalted is He and high above what they associate with Him." The command of Allah has come. Although the verb ata is in the past tense, this is a linguistic style in Arabic used to indicate certainty about a future event rather than an event that has already occurred. Just like in Surah Al-Qamar, where the phrase "the moon has split" is in the past tense while referring to a future event, the Day of Judgment, this verse also uses past tense to emphasize the certainty of an upcoming event. If the moon had truly split during Prophet Muhammad's time, civilizations such as the Romans, Persians, and Indians, who actively observed the sky, would have recorded such an event. However, there is no historical evidence from any civilization documenting such an occurrence. If the moon had split and then rejoined, Earth's gravity would have been disrupted, and the effects would still be observable today. However, NASA has never found any evidence suggesting that the moon was ever physically split as Muslims claim.
So number one, Surah 54, do you know when it was composed?
Around like 617.
Where does the Quran say that?
It doesn't say in there. We get from outside.
That's my point. If you were to listen to the argument and not attack and demonize, oh, you're like a Jew.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yes, well, let me read your comment.
I said, you know Paul's tactic?
Wait, but your Quran says Paul is a true messenger, so you're saying Allah lied?
No, but you know his tactic, though. You know his tactic.
So Allah's a liar and he's Satan because he actually confirmed Paul is true.
Allah never mentions Paul once.
You want to bet?
100%.
When it says in chapter 61, verse 14, that those who believed in Jesus prevailed and conquered the unbelievers, give me the names of those who believed in Jesus.
It doesn't say that anywhere in the Quran.
61:14. So you're stupid, you don't know your Quran after.
It says they conquered the disbelievers.
That says they prevailed against them, yes.
That's not conquer. That's not the same thing.
Do you understand? To prevail means to overpower, and if you overpower, you conquer. Do I need to teach you basic English? Now shut your mouth and deal with 61:14.
It doesn't mention Paul there anywhere.
You didn't hear my question. Buddy, do you want to be only like your prophet? Did you hear my question? Name me who the followers of Jesus were that prevailed. Give me their names.
The disciples.
What were their names?
Matthew, John.
The Quran doesn't mention their name, you son of Muta. How did
Yeah,
you
I know.
know?
I never said they did.
How did you know it was them?
Because the tradition confirms them. That's what I said.
The same tradition that Al-Qurtubi cites for Ibn Ishaq that says Paul was one of them. So now you buried yourself. Here, let me show you. You see what you did? Good job.
Al-Qurtubi can be wrong.
If the Quran is right, Qurtubi is right, because it says the followers of Christ prevailed and they would be prevalent till the day of resurrection. If Paul destroyed the message of Christ, that means he defeated the followers of Christ and he defeated your Allah. What are you not getting?
No, it says they'll be prevail on the day of judgment. It doesn't say
till the day of judgment, you wicked liar.
That's a mistranslation.
Okay, I'm going to give you the Arabic. You better parse it for me.
إذا قال الله يا عيسى إنما فيك ورفعها إلى من الذين كفروا وجاء الذين اتبعوا فوق الذين كفروا إلى يوم القيامة.
Yeah. Till when?
It says it's on. It's a mistranslation.
These other Muslims didn't know Arabic like you. Okay. Unto the day of resurrection, Muhammad Hassan. But he's not good because you're smarter than him. Until the day of resurrection. Okay.
Look at Quran 6:112. You see it. Quran 6:12. You see it.
Are you stupid like Muhammad, or do you understand that illa can be defined with different words in different contexts? Because it says, I will make those who follow you superior to those who disbelieve. So you mean when Jesus went to the earth, those who disbelieved were superior to his followers?
They were losers.
Who was the loser?
The Christians.
It says they won, 61:14.
Several Islamic scholars of Tafsir, such as Al-Qurtubi, in interpreting this verse, mention that the faithful disciples, Hawariyun, include prominent figures like Peter, Shamoun, John, Yohana, and Paul, Bulus. They are considered disciples sent by Jesus to spread his teachings to various regions. Al-Qurtubi records that Peter and Paul went to Rome, Andrew and Matthew to the land of cannibals, Thomas to Babylon, Philip to Africa, John to Ephesus, James to Jerusalem, Bartholomew to Arabia, Simon to the barbarian regions, and Judas and Bartus to Alexandria and its surroundings. In his Tafsir, Al-Qurtubi explicitly states that these followers of Jesus traveled to various lands to preach. In Surah As-Saf 61:14, it is mentioned that the followers of Jesus became the victorious group over their enemies. This verse is often cited by Muslims to show that the teachings of Jesus endured, but it actually creates a major theological dilemma for Islam. If we examine Islamic tafsir sources themselves, it becomes evident that the victorious followers mentioned here are the apostles of Jesus, including Paul, Peter, and John. Ibn Kathir and Ar-Razi also emphasize that this victory refers to the triumph in spreading Jesus' teachings, rather than a mere military or political conquest. If we look at early Christian history, it is clear that the apostles who successfully spread Jesus' teachings on a large scale were Paul, Peter, and John. Paul was the key figure in spreading the gospel to the non-Jewish world, particularly within the Roman and Greek territories. Peter led the first congregation in Jerusalem before later going to Rome, where he became the leader of the church there. John, who authored the Gospel of John and the Book of Revelation, brought many people to the Christian faith. This historical fact aligns with the Quranic narrative that the followers of Jesus became victorious. However, this is where a major contradiction arises in Islam. If Muslims accept their scholars' interpretation that the followers of Jesus in this verse refer to Paul, Peter, and John, then they must also accept their teachings. These apostles taught that Jesus is the Son of God, John 1:14, that Jesus was crucified and resurrected, 1 Corinthians 15:3-4, and that Jesus is Lord and Savior, John 20:28. Yet all of these teachings are rejected by Islam. This means that if Muslims acknowledge that the victorious followers of Jesus were these apostles, then Islam, indirectly, has validated their teachings, which directly contradict Islamic doctrine. Many Muslims attempt to reject Paul as an apostle, but history demonstrates that Paul was the most influential figure in spreading Jesus' teachings. If the Quran states that the followers of Jesus were victorious, then Islam must acknowledge that it was Paul's teachings that prevailed, not Islam's. This creates a major dilemma. If Muslims accept that the victorious ones were Paul and the apostles, then they must accept their teachings.